Dreaming of cracking the UPSC Civil Services examination? Unsure about where to start or how to navigate the challenging path to success? VisionIAS Delhi's GS Foundation Course 2026 is here to provide the right direction, support, and resources to transform your dream into reality. This holistic course is designed to prepare you for every aspect of the UPSC CSE, Prelims, Mains, and interview. Here's what makes this course a game changer. Complete syllabus coverage from GS Prelims to Mains, CSAT, Ethics, Essay, and Current Affairs, we leave no stone unturned. Top-notch faculty learn from Delhi's most experienced mentors who have guided countless toppers. Personalized mentorship, tailored feedback, and performance assessments to help you constantly improve. Exclusive current affairs preparation, master the dynamic part of the syllabus with PT 365 and Mains 365 sessions. This course isn't just about preparation, it's about building the confidence and strategy you need to excel. Batches starting for 2026, 2027 and 2028. Karol Bagh, 17th December, 9 a.m. 29th November, 5 p.m. GTB Nagar, 13th December, 6 p.m. 23rd December, 8 a.m. Your journey to UPSC success starts with VisionIAS.
So good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Vishal Sir. I'm taking here international relations, current affairs, as well as some portions of history. So I think in the previous discussion, you might have already got an idea regarding how to approach the history from the UPSC examination perspective. And further, in the next session, you might have got clarity about the polity and the associated aspects, how to approach this particular examination from this particular subject from the examination perspective, and in general what kind of strategy you need to incorporate. So the discussion was basically based upon the kind of things that the UPSC is asking from the examination perspective, right? So now let's discuss in this particular session what we are going to do. We are going to divide the session into two parts. In first part of the session, what we are going to discuss is what UPSC exactly expects from your side, and if you are starting now the preparation for the UPSC, what all things you will need from the examination perspective. So we are going to discuss and decode that particular aspect in detail, and then further we will discuss specifically about certain aspects of current affairs, that based upon what specific things UPSC is asking any question which is relevant from the current affairs perspective, right? And there is a vast ocean of current affairs as far as the UPSC examination is concerned, and we know that in order to cover that particular current affairs, a plenty of resources you are already having. Then there arises the confusion that which particular resources we should be referring. So for example, you might be having some kind of like daily news wala things. So how to incorporate that? There are questions like whether we have to go through the newspaper if we are getting certain kind of compilations, what kind of strategy we need to incorporate, and here how VisionIAS is going to intervene in this particular approach, that how to incorporate and include these particular resources into the preparation in order to optimize your preparation. See, at the end of the day, it is the optimization of preparation which is of utmost importance, because a dearth of resources is not there as far as UPSC is concerned. So you have to ensure the smart preparation wala thing in your UPSC journey. right? So let's start with the discussion of the basic things with respect to UPSC. So I hope that by this time, if you are watching this particular session, you might be having certain kind of idea about that what UPSC examination entails. That there are three stages of the examination. In the initial stage of examination, there is the prelims examination, and there are two papers and the syllabus is in front of you. So there is a general studies paper which includes the subjects of humanity, and along with that certain kind of science related subjects also, which includes science and technology. So this is the brief syllabus of the UPSC. Why I'm saying brief? Because this is just the indicative one, and based upon this there may be n number of questions that can be framed, and that has to be related by you also while you are doing your preparation. So for example, first topic is stating that the current events of national and international importance. So here you need to have a very clear idea about what are the current events of national and international importance. For example, if you might have read today's newspaper, you might have gone through or got a brief idea about what is going on in Syria or specifically in Middle East, how these kind of issues like coup takes place in general, what kind of regimes are there in West Asia in many of these countries. And this is not for the first time that West Asia is there in news. Even previously, because of the Israel and Palestine issue, and then there were a lot of things, then Israel and Iran, and then subsequently the West Asia is on fire. Similarly, previously there was the Russia-Ukraine crisis that is already going on. In our neighborhood, we are seeing the issues with respect to the Bangladesh crisis, right? So basically, if that particular event is important from the national perspective or from the international perspective, you should be having a very clear idea about what aspect in that thing you have to study from the examination perspective. Then next is about the history of India and national movement. So I think by this time, this approach of history of India and Indian national movement is clear to you. Similarly, the geography, physical, social, economic of India and world. So there will be a session with respect to geography also. There will be a detailed discussion about that. Then there is polity and governance already done. The aspects are constitution, political system, panchayati raj. Next is about economic and social development, which includes the sustainable development, poverty, inclusion, demographics. So see, you can see in general, each and every word is a broad topic in itself, or we can say a kind of like broad idea based upon which there will be a lot of concepts you will be studying in this particular topics. Okay. Then lastly, the issues with respect to the environmental aspects, ecology, biodiversity, climate change, and also UPSC is mentioning that these does not require any kind of subject specialization. So what does this mean? Basically, by the meaning of subject specialization, that UPSC does not expect from your side that you should be having certain kind of scholarly attributes with respect to these subjects. But what UPSC in general expects from your side is that you should have certain kind of idea about what exactly is the issue. So basically, if the question is about Syria, what UPSC might be asking regarding the location of Syria, because that particular location will be again and again in news now onwards. Okay. Then UPSC might be asking about certain kind of bordering countries of Syria. Then might be asking regarding certain kind of topographical features with respect to Syria. Might be also asking about if there is any specific ocean or any specific sea or any specific prominent mountain ranges that are there with respect to that specific country, if that those things are there in the news. Then what is the importance of Syria from the geopolitical perspective? That will be a kind of question that will be there in the international relations. So though you cannot see any aspect of international relations that is provided here in this particular syllabus, but every year international relations also provides you roughly 6 to 7 questions with respect to the prelims examination itself. So it means that if there is any specific event from international importance perspective, it automatically includes the aspect of international relations. And not only international relations, if the important event is from historical perspective, it will also be part of this. If from geographical perspective, it will also be part of it. So basically you have to analyze that which particular aspect of subject, whatever is there in current affairs, is important. Similarly, there is a CSAT paper. So basically CSAT is about the aptitude, So now the aptitude can be tested with respect to certain kind of aspect of mathematics or certain kind of reasoning related aspects, as well as some basic English, which is in the form of reading comprehension. So this thing you can see, and that UPSC is also clearly stating that it is of class 10th level. That means a kind of basic level questions will be there, but the way question will be put forward to you in the examination, and you have to solve them in a time bound manner, that will be making sure that you will not be in that comfortable position in the examination if you will not practice adequately. So basically what you have to do, you have to secure roughly 33% marks in this, but securing this can also become difficult if you will not practice adequately. So basically you should not rely on any specific subject or one subject in this, but try to make sure your preparation is going on in a holistic manner. Now next, once you clear the prelims examination, there is the mains examination, and then there is a personality test. So what is basically the mains examination? So the mains examination will be deciding whether you are going to appear for the personality test or not. So in the prelims, we have seen the objective type of question that will be there in the examination, but in the mains examination, the nature of question changes, and now the questions are of subjective type questions. So there will be roughly 5 paper of general studies, where one is essay, and then there are 4 general studies paper. There are 2 language paper also, where one will be the English, that is the compulsory one, and another will be any specific language of the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution. So there are total 22 languages mentioned in that. Out of those languages, you can choose or opt for any one language paper, and then there will be these 2 papers, and these are qualifying in nature. So each paper will be of 300 marks. What you need to score? 25% out of that, right, in both the papers, and then eventually your other copies will be evaluated. Okay, so these are a kind of like CSAT for your mains examination. Then first will be your essay. Basically the nature of essay questions or the essays that are being asked in the UPSC examination is moving more towards the philosophical and the abstract kind of essays. So generally you see certain kind of quotes, and those quotes have certain meaning or in depth a lot of aspects that can be associated with that. So basically what you need to do, you need to have a clear idea about the trend, that what kind of essays UPSC is asking. So before going to the examination, what generally we tend to do, we tend to see the syllabus, and then what we tend to do, we tend to see the previous year's question. In the case of essay, the syllabus, like the themes, are not previously said by UPSC कि ऐसा कोई theme नहीं है prominently, but the way UPSC is asking question or putting forward the thoughts that has to be addressed by you, so that will be provided through the previous year's questions. Then next comes the general studies paper. So general studies paper 1 includes the Indian heritage and culture, which is basically the art and culture, then history, geography, as well as the society. Now this is written only in one line, but if you go to the UPSC notification, you will get to know that there is a detailed syllabus also provided by UPSC. So what you need to do, read each and every line, try to identify that which particular aspects can be further associated with these pointers, and then eventually that will help you to decode the subject preparation in that specific manner. ठीक है, तो ऐसा नहीं होगा कि like you just see कि culture है, if any specific 1 or 2 aspects that are there and you have read about those things, you have to also identify that how UPSC is asking question based upon that. Similarly, GS2 is about the governance, constitution, polity, social justice and international relations. ठीक है, so every year what number of questions are being asked from any specific theme, just to have an idea about, refer to the previous year's question with respect to that. Then GS3 is about the science and technology, economy, then environment and ecology, security and disaster management. All these kind of aspects are there. And GS4 is about the ethics, integrity and aptitude. Simultaneously you have to opt for one optional subject, where there will be 2 question papers of that particular optional subject, and then in that particular optional subject ka paper you need to secure, obviously in each and every paper, those 7 papers that will be evaluated, and based upon that your merit will be decided to clear the UPSC mains examination. So optional also plays a very important role. Once you will clear the cutoff for the mains examination, there will be a personality test of 275 marks. So 1750 plus 275 will decide your final rank with respect to the UPSC examination. Till here, is there any kind of doubts or confusion? Okay. So basically then what you need for the UPSC examination. So there are prominently three aspects, or we can divide each and every need from the side of UPSC into three prominent headers. First is the right content. Second is right evaluation. And third is right kind of guidance. So we will going to see each and everything one by one. So first is the right content. Now if I ask you, like, what kind of things that you put in the content? So there is a syllabus of UPSC, yes or no? There are 4 general studies paper in the mains examination. There is a syllabus of the prelims examination. You have identified that this particular theme is there from the examination perspective, which is important. Now basically what you have to do, you will try to accumulate the content based upon the need in that particular aspects. So basically this constitutes the right content. So need of content and then adequately reading that particular content to the limited amount of aspects is important. That will fall in the category of right content. So now here at VisionIAS, how we are going to provide you right content in the form of classes and the associated aspects, right? So you can just briefly see that this will be the rough number of classes that you are going to get for each and every subject. For example, for polity, roughly 40 to 45 classes will be there. For economy, roughly 45 classes. Geography, also the similar number of classes. The modern Indian history, roughly 23 to 25 classes. Then ancient and medieval, 12. Art and culture, 12. Environment, 18. Biology, 6. Science and tech, 15. Then CSAT mapping, these classes will also be there. Now on this particular side, the subjects those are listed are specifically relevant from the mains examination perspective, yet the similar kind of question may appear in the prelims perspective also. So there is world history, then international relation, internal security, governance, society, social justice, post-independence, ethics, and disaster management. So see, these are the classes as a part of foundational course you are going to get in the offline mode. So basically all those students who are going to take part in the foundation course, you are getting the access to these classes in the offline mode if the mode of learning is offline. Okay? So all these classes we will provide to you. Now are these the only classes that you are going to get? No. Basically we had also seen that there is essay, there are some other additional aspects that also has to be covered. So basically apart from this, there will be the current affairs, monthly current affairs classes that will be there. We will discuss after this that what should be the approach for current affairs, but you will be getting the classes of monthly magazines, like there will be monthly current affairs classes. Then regarding current affairs before the prelims examination, there will be the coverage of the compilation of the aspects from the prelims perspective in the PT 365. Then in the current affairs, similarly from the mains perspective, it will be the mains 365. Then there will be classes of essay that will be there. That classes will be specifically curated for you, and that classes will be provided to you in order to enrich your understanding about the structuring of essay, how to incorporate your relevant content into essay, and how to make your essays more impactful. Then there are classes with respect to ethics case studies, CSAT classes that we have already seen. And once you clear the mains examination, there will be the personality test round with respect to UPSC, which we say commonly as the interviews. So for that also there will be classes with respect to personality development sessions and the interview. Here basically there will be 2 subsequent kind of rounds. There will be faculty rounds, then there will be the bureaucratic round also, and associated with that there will be interaction with certain toppers, there will be interaction with certain ex-bureaucrats or the serving bureaucrats through different kind of interaction session. So basically these all things you are going to get as a part of foundation course, and that is going to enrich your content with respect to the preparation.
Navigating the UPSC Civil Services examination journey is more than just academic effort. It requires mental resilience and personal growth. Introducing Antarbodh by VisionIAS, a dedicated program designed to nurture your well-being and personality development, tailored for UPSC aspirants. In this 36-hour program, spread over 12 weekend sessions, you'll gain insights and strategies too. Manage stress and maintain focus. Boost self-awareness and decision-making. Build resilience and emotional stability. Develop effective communication and leadership skills. Antarbodh provides personalized guidance with our mental health professionals, allowing you to explore your strengths and overcome obstacles in your UPSC journey. Interactive offline sessions include workshops, role plays, and guided activities, ensuring a hands-on approach to mastering key skills. Program start date 18th November, 1 p.m. Duration 36 hours, 12 weekend sessions. Join Antarbodh and equip yourself with the psychological tools to succeed in the UPSC journey.
Now, see, classes are one aspect, but obviously that will be some aspect of your preparation and not the entire aspect, because a lot of value addition that you also will do in general in your preparation, right? So basically, in order to do the value addition, there will be one type of content, which is the static one, which is already as a part of UPSC syllabus you are already seeing. But then there are certain topics which becomes important as and when these kind of things appears in the newspaper in form of certain kind of news items. For example, if we take again the example of Syria, now the Syria and the Middle East related aspects became more important than any other geography. Yes or no? If there are certain kind of things, for example, Bangladesh mein, there was crisis going on, and right now also the Bangladesh is on turmoil. Now Bangladesh is a specific country with respect to India's neighborhood. Now, can't UPSC ask a question specifically about Bangladesh? Because currently there is some kind of context going on around Bangladesh. Similarly, suppose if there is tomorrow, there is certain kind of issues occurs with respect to Pakistan, that point of time Pakistan will become important. Recently, in the form of BRICS summit, we had seen that there is a kind of disengagement that is going on with respect to China. Now, both the countries are in general disengaging their troops from the border, be it about around the Galwan Valley or be it around the Pangong Tso Lake. So basically, whenever there are important things related to any specific location, any specific country, any specific aspect, those can become the important aspect. But why they are becoming important? Because they were there in current affairs. Apart from current affairs also, apart from international relations also, you are saying in India, there are a lot of issues going on. For example, there was a horrible Kolkata rape and murder case. Now that particular incident has shook the kind of like soul of each and every individual. But the point is that why these kind of issues are going on? What kind of solutions in general we as an individual or any specific institution or as a society or as a nation can take in order to curb those kind of things? So these questions in general UPSC can also ask you. Or if you belong to that specific area or any specific area where there is any kind of issues going on, so those particular things you also have to be very, very clear and have a clear opinion about that, because in the personality test also UPSC can ask why those things became important, because they were there in the current affairs. Clear? So these two things are there from examination perspective, and here we will try to focus upon both the kind of things. So basically, in terms of study material, for the static subject, you are going to get the detailed booklets, which includes almost each and everything with respect to any specific subject. So for example, history, polity, geography, economy, and all other subjects that we have listed, there will be the booklets provided to you with respect to the static material. But what about current affairs? So there will be specific coverage of current affairs. So basically, see, if you navigate through the VisionIAS website, you will be able to see this resources tab. Right now, on this resources tab, a lot of information is being provided to you in the form of drop down. For example, there is first thing is digital current affairs. Now, what is digital current affairs? Basically, if you can see over here, that this is the part of VisionIAS website where there is a daily compilation or whatever information with respect to the current affairs that is appearing in that particular day's newspaper. Each and every information will be specifically curated for you and synthesized from the examination perspective. Now, as and when the material is getting prepared, all the news will be listed over here with their specific relevant aspect. For example, if there is any specific topic with respect to UPSC or any important information with respect to that, all these things will be provided over here. So the same day the information will be getting uploaded as and when that will be prepared by our team, which is having experience of a lot period of time in preparing these kind of things for the examination. But once this is done, that particular day's current affairs will be provided in form of news today. This will be a kind of compilation wala document based upon these things for any specific days. For example, today is 8th December, right? So what all things or what all information that will be there with respect to today's newspaper, all these things, and not only from one newspaper, it will be from multiple newspaper, because there are limitation with respect to one newspaper, that one newspaper might not be covering entire things, right? So basically all these things will be provided to you in detail in a document which is known as news today. Okay. Now there are other options also. For example, weekly focus, there will be a coverage of one specific topic with respect to that specific week, and that topic will be discussed in its holisticness. For example, BRICS was there. Now BRICS related, how the evolution of BRICS had taken place, what are the different aspects with respect to BRICS, which are the countries which were the main development with respect to BRICS, what is the recent development, which was the recent summit, like for example 16th summit was there in Kazan, Russia. What were the prominent outcome with respect to that particular summit, what is de-dollarization, what are the implications of the same. So all these things will be holistically discussed in a weekly focus wala magazine with respect to any topic which was there from that particular week's perspective, a very important topic. Next is the monthly magazine. This will be the compilation of that particular month's current affairs from the examination perspective, and here the role of theme will come into play, because suppose karo, right now Syria is there. Now from last 3 days the issues with respect to Syria is getting highlighted. Now for many more days this particular issue will be there. Now every day there will be some development. Someday they might have got control over one city, then another city, then another city, right? So basically those developments might not be that important for you. Now later, once the December ka current affairs will be compiled from the international relations perspective, they will be covering that Syria as an important aspect from examination perspective, or broadly they will cover the West Asia specifically concerning with respect to Syria or the issues going on in Syria. So are you getting my point? That basically if there is anything which will be carried for a prolonged period of time and that has some exam relevance, then that will be covered in detail in the monthly magazine. Similarly, there will be PT 365 before the prelims examination. So this is a specific compilation from the prelims perspective. So what kind of compilation? For example, we have seen that the syllabus of prelims and mains is not different, but the approach of coverage will be slightly different, right? So prelims will be based upon more analytical aspect, yet at the same time certain factual incorporation also has to be there. While talking about the mains examination, your opinion, your stand, what kind of things or your thought process will be of more importance, right? So basically PET 365 and mains 365 are the specific compilation from the examination perspective, and that will be released before the prelims and mains examination respectively. Now there are some other things also that eventually we are going to discuss in the subsequent aspect. Now see, this is how you will get the compilation. For example, news today of that particular day, you will click over here, you will get the day wise compilation of the news todays. Similarly in Hindi also, if anybody listening to me from Hindi medium, so basically this is the compilation in the Hindi, and again a lot of the good resources and the synthesis of the same will be covered in this particular document. Now weekly focus, again the same document you can access in the online mode or in the digital format, or else what you can do, you can download it over here and then you can even take the printout of this. Then there is the monthly current affairs magazine. This is basically the monthly magazine of that particular month. If you are foundation course student or if you are the student of the current affairs course, you are going to get the monthly magazine here also in the hard copy format. So the content which I have talked about regarding the static material as well as the monthly current affairs magazine, this you are going to get in the hard copy format, right? Now similarly current affairs monthly magazine for the Hindi medium also. Then PET 365 and mains 365, the soft copy document of these will be made available to you. Okay. Then next is economic survey. So we know that whenever there will be the yearly budget, before that there will be economic survey also that highlights that what economy had performed and what are the future prospects with respect to this. So this is a very important economic document, and almost each and every economic concept will be cleared, whether it is about the internal economy or the external economy, right? So all these things will be there, but now the document is bulky, roughly 300 to 400 pages document is. So basically what we are doing, there is the expert team available, and that particular team synthesizes the document, identifies what all important conceptual aspects that are behind this particular document, and then tries to make it simplified for you. So for example, there will be a soft copy document that will be made available in this particular link, as well as there are certain open sessions also with respect to this. Next is the union budget. Like economic survey, union budget related aspects will also be covered in that. A separate document with respect to whatever schemes government has laid out, what is the rationale behind the same, what are the important key highlights that will be covered over here. Then next is about interview. So unlike some others, we do not post some things over the internet in general in order to ensure the privacy of the candidates also. But yes, we do provide a lot of curated aspects from the examination perspective, because we do have a team of the specific individuals who have experience of the entire process, and they are there to guide you with respect to the interview process. Now in the interview process, first is about the personality. So there will be specific focus about a kind of like what we can say rectification, or we can say a fine tuning of the personality, that would be a better word, with respect to this preparation. Then next is about some kind of content enrichment, identifying certain kind of important areas, highlighting that where you might be lagging, what kind of issues you might be doing with respect to the personality test. So all these things will be done along with the mock interview sessions that will be provided to you. So brief details will be available over here, and some extra things will be provided to you with respect to the personality test. Then there is next the quarterly revision document. This is the kind of compilation for the 3 months of current affairs. Now again, see, there will be some kind of repetitive coverage if you are going to read through the monthly magazine. So then the revision can be done from quarterly magazine. But if you are making notes of the current affairs, obviously you can reduce the utilization. So now it will depend upon you how you are going to utilize this document. Then year-end review of certain ministries. Some ministries are highlighting or providing a document with respect to the yearly, a kind of like review of the way they have functioned over this particular year ka time duration. Next is about the Planet Vision, which is a initiative with respect to the environmental aspects. Right now, this is a kind of like burning issue, because the way we are doing pollution, or the way the carbon is rising in general, there are chances that many of the small island countries which are not having that much sea level wala thing, so see, if the sea level will rise, there will be issues with respect to those particular island. So in order to provide certain kind of insights to even those who might not be related to this preparation, but in general as an aware individual listening to this, or maybe reading with respect to any kind of awareness wala aspects, the magazine is specifically crafted for the general awareness, which has to be there with each and every individual, because we as a society has to take certain steps in order to avoid the situation that might occur in the future with respect to the rise of carbon or the pollution. Lastly, this is the recent initiative, which is the monthly current affairs workbook, which is basically about the brief summary of whatever we have seen with respect to the monthly current affairs magazine, along with the practice aspect. So for example, there will be the PYQs, there will be certain kind of questions like whether subjective, objective, there will be certain true, false, and all these things that will be covered over there. So this is the best thing in order to revise the monthly magazine in an efficient manner. So this is how the documents look like. So news today, then weekly focus, then monthly magazine, PT and mains 365, then economic survey summary, then budget, quarterly revision document, and some value added material. Now next is, this is how the workbook looks like. So basically the workbooks incorporates the summary of monthly magazine. There will be certain boxes that will be highlighting certain quick facts with respect to any specific article that is covered, and it includes all the important and detailed information in a summarized format. Then there will be some activities provided, and this is the most important aspect, because see, anything you can read, but till the time you will not practice, you will not be having hands-on on that particular thing. Okay. So for that there will be MCQs, there will be true and false statements, though this kind of questions are not appearing in the examination, but the way UPSC is framing options, for example, only one, only two, only three, none of the above. So there, if you know the statement is true or the statement is false, then only you will be eliminate, and the guesswork will not work that much in that particular kind of questions. Then there will be means practice questions that will be provided to you. Then ethics case studies, because ethics is also important part with respect to monthly magazine, right? So basically, if there can be any specific case studies that can be formed with respect to ethics, that will also be provided. Then answers and explanation with respect to all the things that were there, and then to ensure that you track the progress of what you are doing, like on last month where you were standing, and this month how much progress you have made over a period of time, that you can monitor. There will be the aspect of this box that is also available in the workbook. Now this is how the planet vision looks like. It basically talks about the environmental issues which are of general awareness related aspects. So basically, as an aware individual, we should be having certain kind of idea about what issues with respect to environment that is going on. And considering that the weightage of the UPSC examination now provided more to the subjects like environment and science and technology also, we need to have a clear idea about what all things are going on in general from this particular sphere. Okay. So the planet vision is a very good initiative with respect to the environmental awareness, and as a aware individual, you should be having a brief idea about that. Now, how to approach current affairs in general, because I have discussed a lot of resources already, but when there are plenty of resources already available to you, what kind of approach you should be adopting? So basically, on a daily basis, you already have the awareness with respect to the newspaper. That newspaper is a most important resource with respect to the current affairs. Now see, newspapers may obviously, as a freshers with respect to this examination, you might be having a lot of issues with respect to highlighting ki what is important, what is not important. Then in that important aspect also, what to read, what not to read. So identifying these things will be of very, very importance. Once you read that particular day's newspaper, the thing that you should be adopting should be the news today, because one newspaper you might be reading, only one newspaper, right? But there may be a chance that UPSC might be asking some question which might be different than any other that newspaper that you are reading, right? So news today in that particular case is going to help you to refine your preparation thing. Then after news today, that particular day's task is done. Just make sure that you are making yourself aware with the things. Till this point of time, even if you want, do not make any kind of notes. Now after the completion of the month, suppose karo presently it is December, so after December there will be the monthly magazine of December that will be available to you. Once the monthly magazine will be there, then you will be having an idea about ki bhai, I have already read these things. Now when in monthly magazine in a thematic manner, because how the magazine is arranged, polity, then international relations articles, then economy articles, then science and tech, then society, ethics, culture, all. So those things will be covered in a thematic manner, and here you can make the notes with respect to those themes, because later point pe suppose karo in Feb also similar news will appear, you can utilize those particular notes and you can have just a quick glance in order to incorporate those things into your answer writing or essay writing, anything. And then at the time of examination, if you already have notes prepared, better to revise them only and see PT and mains 365 as the index, because this index is going to help you that whether you have covered that particular theme in the from the monthly magazine. If you have covered, rely on monthly magazine wala content, otherwise refer to the PT or mains 365 for that topic. So this is a kind of holistic strategy for a beginner, because see, right now as a beginner you also have to do a lot of things. For example, there will be the static subject coverage that will eventually take you 1 year, and then eventually you will be having a lot other things to read, you will have to practice. So for current affairs, in order to ensure consistency, you can incorporate this particular approach. Clear hai? Okay? So this is one of the approach. Now, if you are at the advanced level of preparation, you can incorporate like some other resources also, the other resources that I have already communicated, right? Then, so this is the thing for newspaper, daily news today, monthly magazine, and then revise that from the workbook, and then PT and mains 365 to go further with this. Now, this is the smart quiz that is available for each and every month's current affairs. The similar thing will be provided to you in the workbook also. So this is the way you can attempt in the online mode. Similarly, there are certain quick revision documents. What are quick revision documents? As you can see, like for Indian paintings, there has been certain coverage with respect to the infographics and how infographics are helping us with respect to preparation, because infographics create certain kind of mental memory. What is the role of that mental memory? That mental memory helps individual to recall and retain information for a longer period of time. And similar kind of things you can also replicate in your examination, right? So basically this infographics in a subject wise and in a topic wise manner, they are also going to get uploaded on your portal. Similarly, some extra topics with respect to infographics, the things with respect to the All India Radio. So basically, see, a lot of material is there, but judiciously you have to identify that right now at which level of preparation you are and how you are going to follow other resources. For example, you might be knowing the kind of like thali wala concept, that generally when you go to a restaurant which offers you unlimited thali, you have a lot to eat, but there is in general a limited appetite that an individual may have. Now, when you have certain kind of limited appetite, now if you overeat in that particular scenario, it is obviously not going to ensure that you will able to digest that particular thing. So in simple words, whatever right now you can digest, study that much only. So for that, I have already suggested you one strategy with respect to the current affairs that you have to do, and that will ensure the entire coverage of the current affairs from the examination perspective. Now then, there are certain value added material from GS perspective. So whenever there will be any specific thing or theme that is there in news and that has to be covered, that will be provided to you in a thematic manner in the same resources section. Similarly, value addition is there for the optional subject also, for example, for geography, for example, PSIR, for example, some other subjects, Anthro-H, which is for anthropology, right? Then there is a student wellness cell. Basically, see, a lot of things you might be already seeing on the board. A lot overwhelming you can be in the preparation duration. Now, what you have to do in general, that you need to ensure that the preparation should go on track. But this is the ideal scenario. There are a lot of things, a lot of ups and downs that are there in the preparation. But generally what we tend to do, tend to neglect those things. And if there is any kind of stress or pressure that is getting built up on your mind, you might be thinking here, this might be happening with each and everyone. But the scenario is sometime different. Some things might be unique to you also, or if it is happening with each and everyone, up to what extent you need to take the issue seriously. Okay? So basically for that, there is a student wellness cell that is also being offered as a part of the course, that you are here to ensure that you can get certain kind of counseling session from the professional psychologists that are available with us. So in the entire preparation journey, it can act as a mental health coach for you. Okay.
Are you struggling to complete your syllabus for the UPSC Prelims and Mains 2025? Is the lack of guidance stopping you from reaching your true potential? VisionIAS brings to you a dedicated, personalized mentoring solution to transform your prelims and mains journey. Enroll for the Laksha Mentoring Program 2025 for strategic revision, practice, and targeted interventions. Attain high scores with key skill developments such as concept mastery, problem solving, answer writing, and time management techniques. Embark on your preparation journey with Laksha Integrated Mentoring Program starting from 7th December. This comprehensive program offers unified mentoring for both prelims and mains 2025. Laksha Prelims Mentoring Program 2025 starting from 10th December. Intensive program focusing on prelims 2025 preparation. Get on the right track to commence your journey for the UPSC Prelims 2025 with the Fast Track course. An effective strategy will not only lead you to succeed in the prelims, but is also your launch pad to proceed to the mains. Starting from 19th November at 1 p.m., enroll to transform your journey with coverage of GS Prelims syllabus, regular practice, performance assessment and feedback, dedicated mentorship and guidance. How will the program help you? Result-oriented preparation in GS and current affairs, efficient time and resource management, development of problem-solving skills, motivation, confidence building and enhanced exam readiness.
Next is about there is a VisionIAS publication. So there are some extra materials for subject wise and some specific thematic manner mein that are available on the portal. So you can navigate this particular website. There are some purchasable books also that also you can see that can add insights to your preparation. Next is about right evaluation. Now see, entirely content wala aspect we had discussed, but if you get content, if you do not make the practice of that particular content, then it will be a kind of like half-hearted study. So in order to ensure that your content preparation is going in right manner, you have to get evaluation also at a regular interval. So then we are offering you the self-evaluation and the expert level evaluation. There will be a class. After each and every class, you are going to get certain MCQs and STQs that are based upon that class. And then there are UPSC previous year question. So through this, you can ensure a kind of self-evaluation at yourself. Then expert evaluation will be that after class, you will be getting assignment question. That thing will be evaluated by the team and that will be provided to you. So that will be a kind of applied aspect of that class, that how much you have learned from the class and how much you are able to apply in the actual thing with respect to that class. Similarly, there is an initiative known as Sandhan that you might be able to see. So basically, what is Sandhan? Like generally there are test series, there are some specific tests on that day or after that you can go and appear for that particular test, and we also do offer this kind of test in the form of all India test series for prelims, mains, CSAT and essay. But what Sandhan is and how it is different from the test, that generally you do not have this flexibility available that today I have done maybe Panchayati Raj institution. Now if I want to practice that particular thing, which all resources are there? One resources might be there that you might be referring to PYQ, but what if there are 2 or 3 questions with respect to that topic, or what if there is no any question from previous years? So basically in that particular case, this Sandhan is going to help you because it curates the question from that particular topic. So what you need to do, you need to choose the subject, you need to choose the topic that you want to appear for, you need to choose the medium, the number of questions that you want to appear for, and through AI it will generate a lot of questions from the VisionIAS database which are of UPSC level questions. So basically this will be the benefit of Sandhan, that through this you will be able to get a lot of information and practice related aspect, because after getting clarity about this particular thing, that whether you are good in this topic or there is need for certain kind of fine tuning, what you eventually can do, that you can practice, because their practice wala thing will provide you certain kind of post-test analysis, and that post-test analysis will help you to enrich your content, and then again you can appear for the Sandhan or the test now, and then you can check that how you are performing in that particular test. So this is all about Sandhan. Apart from that, there is monthly tests, prelims and mains. So basically in class, after certain period of time, there will be the test conducted in the same premises only where you are studying, and then you will be having an idea about that how your preparation is going on with respect to classes, whether you are able to retain the content or not. Then open test and abhyas. So now today, as we are sitting over here and you are listening to me, so today there is open test going on. Okay, what is open test? It is basically open for each and every individual who want to appear for this particular test in the online mode, right? So it is a basically all India kind of test, open for each and every individual who want to appear and test themselves in the real UPSC like scenario. Now to make it further better, we have created Abhyas. So what Abhyas is doing? Abhyas is a real UPSC simulation that provides you the actual UPSC wala feeling, that how you will perform on that particular day of examination, because 2 slots for prelims and the similar number of slots for mains, then simultaneously that exam fatigue will be there, that duration gap will be there, both the papers will be there, their competitors will be sitting in the same room, similar kind of like sarkari school wala vibe you are going to get. So all these things you are going to get through abhyas. So these are the things that are part of the expert evaluation that you are going to get. Now third is the right guidance. Basically what is right guidance? Eventually we had discussed some things, but in this preparation to impart the content to you, we as a faculty will be available over here. We'll provide you the classes with respect to, in classes we are going to provide you the content, and during the class, after the class, before the class, if you are having any kind of doubts and difficulty with respect to previously learned things, or maybe with respect to whatever we are teaching you, basically you can ask the question simultaneously also, post class also. There will be specific mentoring session with respect to faculties also. Then there is a batch coordinators that are there. Those are going to help you. The coordinator will be sitting in the class. They are going to help you with respect to the before class issues, like from the previous classes, during class issues. For the online student, they will be acting as a kind of faculty, because they will be helping you in order to clear your doubts. And if there is a need, that the doubts will be forwarded to the faculty also in order to address those doubts. Then later class, after class, you can come to the coordinator, like if the faculty is busy or there might be certain kind of issues that you can discuss with the batch coordinators also. And then thirdly, mentor, which are available to you even on demand and permanently also. There will be group of students divided among different mentors, and they are going to help you in general in order to enrich your preparation. Okay, so these are the things that as a part of guidance you are going to get. But apart from that also, we have started the master classes series. In this particular master classes series, we are providing you certain important topics which are relevant from exam perspective in the form of YouTube video. So there will be open session. If you want to come, you can come here, sit here and learn that particular topic, and after completion the same video is getting uploaded in the online format also, to help each and everyone with respect to the topic. So as a part of guidance, this is also the aspect that we are helping. Now, not only for certain topics, even for certain kind of important aspect. For example, essay, for example, answer writing, we have also developed the master classes, and we are also providing the content as well as the approaches in this. For example, right now the master classes for essays are going on. Before that, there were master classes for answer writing, and this will be a kind of cyclical exercise. So if you are feeling any kind of difficulty with respect to that, you can also join these kind of master classes, right? Lastly, these are the kind of things or support that you are going to get, that the people available over here do have a vast understanding of the examination, will help you with respect to preparation management, will help you with respect to study plan or synthesizing the study plan, then your performance tracking, and the also evaluation and motivation. Okay, so I hope whatever we have discussed with respect to the course detail as well as the details with respect to academic aspects, those things are clear to you. Okay, for more such thing we will discuss further, and also try to identify that what all things with respect to preparation we are trying to provide you, what makes us different than others. Okay, chalo, with this we are concluding this session. Thank you everyone.